What inspired me as a new designer is really the same thing that inspires me today, and that is to have a client come in with a problem and look to me for this creative solution. Projects that where I look back and I think this was the best project were those where the client was understood, in that I listened to them and communicated back in visual and aesthetic terms, problem-solving terms, the solution to what they could not verbalize themselves. They come to me because I'm the expert, and so to be able to put that back and have a project that is satisfying to all members and build that excitement during the process of the design project is, to me, stimulating, and the kind of projects that I just relish having.
What inspired me as an interior designer, or what does, is that it's working with people. Interior design to me is the most powerful profession you can possibly be in, because what you're doing is shaping human behavior, whether it's in work or in play or at home. And if you do it well, you help them, those individuals, in their life. And they're excited about it. They're excited about what you can do that they can't do for themselves. If you don't do it well, then you've also shaped human behavior, and you have to think about, is that what you should have done? And learn from that and change it and do it well again, do it right. So I really find that the most exciting thing about interior design is what it does for others.
I think as a new designer, the one element that I was constantly inspired by was really seeing how other people had solved problems. And initially, in my early life, I grew up in North Dakota, and so a lot of time I spent out of doors. And then my career moved me to New York City, which I spent much more time indoors, and I was constantly amazed at the innovation that New York City has and that all of the environments in New York City offer. But now, it's spring in Washington, D.C., and every single piece of flower is coming out of the earth. And I really recognize that I'm going back to my roots. And the part that really inspires me the most is nature. And watching nature evolve and change in the seasons is incredible.
As a new designer, I was inspired by different magazines and journals. I enjoyed looking at them, looking at the floor plans, hopefully the before and after floor plans, so that I could see what they did, how they did it, if it made sense, if I would have done it differently. So doing a lot of analysis, a lot of analyzing what I read and what I saw. So not only the floor plans, but the articles, if there were articles. Often there's very little text in magazines and journals about the design. But trying to analyze the design, even if there isn't any text, just to see what they did, why they did it, and hopefully there would be information about why they did something. Now, after I became a professional, I still do similar things. I still like to look at floor plans, and I still like to analyze all designs that I come across, be they a television set or a house or something in a magazine or journal, trying to see what they did, why they did it, how they did it, if they considered the client's needs, desires, and wants, and to what extent was their personality or their design presence or their normal design, to what extent they took over the project.